Bonjour mes petits, bienvenue. Hi Year 7, hope you're well and you have enjoyed the last week. So before we get started, we're going to pause the video and we're going to go to the link just below this video or the link on Go for Schools or in your home study pack to complete the Do Now retrieval quiz. Okay, so on with today's lesson. So our big question for today, which is week 13, is Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? Which means where would you like to go on holiday? So où meaning where, like we saw in the question, où habites-tu? Voudrais we've seen in je voudrais, I would like. So here it's swapped around. Voudrais-tu, would you like? Aller to go en vacances, on holiday, like vacation, en vacances. Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? So pause the video and record that question into your exercise book. Okay, so we're going to start by having a look at some countries, and countries in French are known as les pays, les pays. So here we've got 10 countries, and I'm going to say them through in French, and I'd like you to follow them on the screen. So all eyes on the screen, follow those as I go down them, and then we're going to see if we can match them to the English. So numéro 1, en France. 2, en Italie. 3, en Espagne. 4, en Allemagne. 5, en Grèce. 6, en Australie. 7, en Roumanie. 8, en Chine. 9, au Portugal. 10, aux États-Unis. Okay, so I'm going to say those through again with a pause for you to have a go at saying them after me. Numéro 1, en France. 2, en Italie. 3, en Espagne. 4, en Allemagne. 5, en Grèce. 6, en Australie. 7, en Roumanie. 8, en Chine. 9, au Portugal. 10, aux États-Unis. Now you will notice that most of the countries are very similar to English, and when a word is very similar in two languages, we call that a cognate. So most of these countries are cognates. You'll also hopefully notice that most of the countries have preceding them the word en, with the exception of au Portugal and aux États-Unis. So the en, the au and the au all mean in or to or at. So en France means in France or to France. Now the difference is en is what we use with countries that are feminine, au, au is what we use with countries that are masculine, and au, aux, remembering x at the end of a word in French is silent, is what we use in front of plural countries. So it will come as no surprise to know that most countries in French are feminine, and you can see that by the long list of countries that use en here. There are very, very few that are masculine. Au Portugal, au Maroc, Morocco, au Sénégal, Senegal, au Pays de Galles, Wales, au Japon, Japan, au Canada, Canada, they're the key ones, and even fewer that are plural. Aux États-Unis is the one we're going to look at today. So you may already have in mind what you think these are in English. I'm going to show you the English, and I'm going to give you a few minutes now with the video paused for you to write them into your book in French and match up to the English. So pause the video now. Okay, so this is how they match up. Number 1, en France is to France or in France. Numéro 2, en Italie, to Italy or in Italy. And notice the ending in the French, IE ending, en Italie. Number 3, en Espagne, it sounds very much like the English, to Spain or in Spain. Notice the G and the N, the ny sound. En Espagne. And the way to remember that, G comes before N in the alphabet. Number 4, en Allemagne. We've got that ny sound again. Now this is the hardest one, I think, in that list. And en Allemagne means in or to Germany. Numéro 5, en Grèce, to Greece. Notice one E in the middle of that word, en Grèce, and it's got a grave accent on it, the E sound, en Grèce. 6, en Australie. Take care of that ending, IE ending, Australie, like Italy. Number 7, en Roumanie, another E sounding at the end, to Romania or in Romania. Number 8, en Chine, to or in China. Number 9, au Portugal, to or in Portugal. And number 10, aux États-Unis, to the United States of America. So États-Unis, States United. Remember, adjectives in French mostly come after the noun they describe. So States United, aux États-Unis. And we slide that X and that E together, aux États-Unis. It's called elision, aux États-Unis. Sounds like a Z there. Brilliant. So you should now have those matched up in your book in French and English. Brilliant. Okay. So still focusing on this question, où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? Where would you like to go on holiday? I've now split those countries up into 2 parts, and I'd like you to pause the video, and without looking back at your notes, I'd like you to see if you can reconstruct those countries. So for example, number 1, en France, that would finish off with H en France. Pause the video and see if you can match those up. Okay, so here come the answers. Number 1, en France, 1H. Number 2, en Italie, 2J. 3, en Espagne, remember that GN, en Espagne, 3B. Number 4, en Allemagne, again that ny sound, so that's 4E. 5, en Grèce, 5A, with that grave accent on that 1E in the middle of the word Grèce. Number 6, en Australie, that is 6F. 7, en Roumanie, 7C. 8, en Chine, so 8I. 9, au Portugal, 9G. And 10, aux États-Unis, 10D. Okay, so can you remember what these are without looking at your notes? En Grèce, to or in Greece. En Chine, to or in China. Au Portugal, to or in Portugal. En Italie, to or in Italy. En Espagne, to or in Spain. One more. Aux États-Unis, to or in the United States. Okay, so keeping with the question, où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? Where would you like to go on holiday? We're going to do some revision of the verb aller because we need to use that to talk about where we'd like to go on holiday. We looked at this back in week 10, I think it was now. So the verb aller is the verb to go, and it's one of the most commonly used verbs in French, but it is irregular, which means it doesn't follow any patterns. We simply have to learn it. So we looked at these verbs down the left-hand side, which is the verb aller conjugated in different tenses. Pause the video now and see if you can recall at least half of them. If you can, see if you can recall all of them. So pause the video. So you should have, for number 1, j'aime aller. J'aime is I like. Aller, I like going or I like to go. Je n'aime pas aller. I don't like to go or don't like going. Je voudrais aller. Je voudrais, we know, is in the question. We've been using it all year. Je voudrais, I would like. So I would like to go. Avant j'allais. We know avant means before. So here we're talking the past. Avant j'allais, before I used to go. And je suis allé. For one-off occasions, I went. And then we have got 5 parts of the verb aller in the present tense, starting with je vais, I go, tu vas, you go, il va, he goes, elle va, she goes, on va, we go. If you can't find your notes on the verb aller in your book, or you didn't for some reason complete that part of week 10's work, pause the video now and record those verbs into your book because we need to learn them. Really important that we spend time learning them, and we're going to use them lots in today's lesson. So pause the video now. Okay, so we're going to see some answers to this question. Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? And even though the question is asking us where you would like to go on holiday, we could also talk about where we usually go, where we have been recently, or where we used to go, as well as talking about where we would like to go. But in each of these 5 sentences, I have made an error with the English translation. So I would like you to read the French, then read the English and see if you can spot the error. Now we're going to do number 1 together. So the French says, normalement, je vais en vacances en Italie. Normalement, je vais en vacances en Italie. Now we would translate that to normalement, normally, je vais, I go, en vacances, on holiday, en Italie, to Italy. So if we look at the English, the error that we've got is that actually it doesn't say I go, it says we go. Now we go would be on va. So what we're going to do for numbers 2 to 5 is we're going to read the French, read the English translation, and I want you to spot where the error is. And if you can, have a go at translating that error so that the English fully matches the French. So pause the video there. Okay, so number 2, let's see what you got. We have got here, d'habitude, on va en France en juin. So d'habitude means usually, because if we do something usually, we do it out of habit, d'habitude. On va, we go. En France, to France, en juin, in June. But if we look at the English translation, we've got usually she goes, so the error is with she goes. If we wanted to say she goes, can you remember what it would be in French? That's right, it would be elle va, elle va. But here we've got on va, and on va means we go. So it should read, usually we go to France in June. And just a reminder that all days of the week and months in French begin with a lowercase letter, unlike in English. Moving on then to number 3. Avant, j'allais en Espagne avec ma famille en été. So avant is a really key word for us there, and it tells us that we're talking about before, so in the past tense. Before, j'allais, I used to go, en Espagne, to Spain, avec ma famille, with my family, en été, in the summer. So if we look at the English, the error is here. I go to Spain, that's the present tense, so it's the wrong time frame, and we would need to change it to before I used to go to Spain. Number 4 now. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller aux États-Unis en vacances. So dans le futur, in the future, notice there's no E on futur in French. Je voudrais aller, I would like to go, aux États-Unis, to the United States, en vacances, on holiday. If we look at the English, we've got je voudrais aller, I would like to go. No, we've got I would not like to go. So there is the error. We don't need it in the negative. And finally, number 5. J'aime aller en vacances avec ma famille et mes amis. J'aime aller, I like going, en vacances, on holiday, avec ma famille, with my family, et mes amis, and my friends. So the error is here. It shouldn't be I don't like going, but it should simply be I like going on holiday with my family and my friends. Brilliant. So let's just recap those countries. We've got en Italie, to Italy, en France, to France, en Espagne, to Spain, aux États-Unis, to the United States. Can you spot which of those 4 countries mentioned is the plural country? It is aux États-Unis in number 4. And the three remaining countries, en Italy, en France, en Espagne, are all feminine. And that's what the majority of countries are in French. They are feminine. Very, very few are masculine. Okay, so let's look at our sentence builder to answer this question. Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? So we have got 5 columns here, and we start with the when column. So we've got d'habitude. Remember I said if you do something out of habit, you do it usually. So usually, d'habitude. Normalement, that looks like the English, normally. Then we've got avant, before, and dans le futur, in the future. In the second column, we have got the verb aller in the different parts we've just been studying. En vacances, on holiday. Then in the fourth column, we've got some different countries. And finally, we've got who we might go on holiday with and when we might go on holiday. So let's have a go at putting a sentence together. D'habitude, j'aime aller en vacances en France avec ma famille. So d'habitude would be usually, j'aime aller, I like to go, en vacances, on holiday, en France, to France, avec ma famille, with my family. Let's try one in the past tense. Avant, j'allais en vacances au Portugal en juillet. Avant, j'allais en vacances au Portugal en juillet. So avant, before, j'allais, I used to go, en vacances, on holiday, au Portugal, to Portugal, en juillet, in July. Before, I used to go on holiday to Portugal in July. So before, I used to go, something you repeatedly did year after year. Remember, Portugal is one of our masculine countries, au Portugal. Finally, one in the future tense. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller en vacances en Australie en été. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller en vacances en Australie en été. So, dans le futur, in the future, je voudrais aller, I would like to go, en vacances, on holiday, en Australie, to Australia, en juillet, in July. Fantastic. So, I'm going to show you now 4 sentences at the bottom of the screen in English, and I would like you to use the sentence builder to piece those sentences together column by column into French. Okay, so copy down the English into your book and then using the sentence builder, construct those sentences up in French. Pause the video now. Okay, so let's look at our answers. So number 1, usually would be d'habitude, I go, je vais, on holiday, en vacances, to France, en France, with my family, avec ma famille. D'habitude, je vais en vacances, en France, avec ma famille. Number 2, normally, normalement, notice that there's an E in the middle there, normalement. She goes, elle va. On holiday, en vacances. To Australia, en Australie, in the summer, en été. And we looked at in the summer and in the winter when we're looking at the weather phrases. En été. Notice the 2 accents aigus. Number 3, before, avant. I used to go, j'allais. On holiday, en vacances. To Portugal or Portugal. With my family, avec ma famille, and my friends, et mes amis. Avant, j'allais en vacances au Portugal avec ma famille et mes amis. And finally, a sentence in the future time frame. In the future, dans le futur, I would like to go, je voudrais aller, on holiday, en vacances, to Italy, en Italie, in the winter, en hiver. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller en vacances en Italie en hiver. Okay, pause the video there and make any corrections you need to. Pay particular attention to the spelling of the countries and also the verb aller. So if we can say where we would like to go on holiday, we might need to also extend our sentence by saying why we would choose that place. So let's have a look at the right-hand column here, and we've got 5 reasons why you might choose a country. So, can you spot in there the phrase which is, it is cold. It is cold. Remember, if it's something is cold, it might be freezing cold, and the French is il fait froid. Il fait froid. What about this one? I like the culture. I like the culture, and that's j'aime la culture. It's an interesting country. It's an interesting country. C'est un pays intéressant. I love the food. I love the food. J'adore la cuisine. J'adore la cuisine. It is hot. It is hot. Il fait chaud. Il fait chaud. So, what would this be in English? J'aime aller en vacances en France parce que j'adore la cuisine. J'aime aller en vacances en France parce que j'adore la cuisine. Let's chunk it down. J'aime aller, I like going. En vacances, on holiday. En France, to France. Parce que, because. J'adore la cuisine. I love the food. Remember, instead of parce que, we could also use car, which is a bit simpler. And if we do use parce que, and we use il fait chaud or il fait froid, because of the e on que and the I on il, we have to join those together. So it becomes parce qu'il fait chaud, parce qu'il fait froid. Okay, so how would you say this? I like going on holiday to France because it is hot. So that would be j'aime aller en vacances en France parce qu'il fait chaud. What about this one? I like going on holiday to France because it's an interesting country. J'aime aller en vacances en France parce que c'est un pays intéressant. Parce que c'est un pays intéressant. Okay, pause the video there and make a note in your blue book of any new words. So we're going to have a go at a little listening passage now. I'm going to read you out a text about Sophie and her holiday habits, and I'd like you to have a go at answering these 8 questions. So take a look down the questions now. Okay, I'm going to read through this nice and slowly, and I'll read it through at least twice. Salut, je m'appelle Sophie et je vais parler de mes vacances. D'habitude, je vais en vacances avec ma famille en France parce que mes grands-parents habitent dans le sud du pays. J'aime aller en France parce que j'adore la cuisine. Mon ami Luc va en vacances en Espagne parce qu'il parle espagnol. Je n'aime pas aller en Italie en été car il fait trop chaud. Avant, j'allais en Australie. C'était toujours amusant et intéressant. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller en Chine parce que j'aime la culture. Okay, here comes the second time. Salut, Je m'appelle Sophie et je vais parler de mes vacances. D'habitude, je vais en vacances avec ma famille en France parce que mes grands-parents habitent dans le sud du pays. J'aime aller en France parce que j'adore la cuisine. Mon ami Luc va en vacances en Espagne parce qu'il parle espagnol. Je n'aime pas aller en Italie en été car il fait trop chaud. Avant, j'allais en Australie. C'était toujours amusant et intéressant. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller en Chine parce que j'aime la culture. So, let's read that passage now. You can pause the video and I've highlighted the answers to the questions. So, number 1, where does Sophie go on holiday? Well, she says, je vais en vacances avec ma famille en France. So she goes to France. Number 2, who lives there? Parce que mes grands-parents habitent dans le sud du pays. So her grandparents. Number 3, why does she go there? J'aime aller en France parce que j'adore la cuisine. She loves the cooking. She loves the food. 4, who goes to Spain? Mon ami Luc. So my friend Luc. 5, why does she not like going to Italy? If we scroll down until we get to Italy, je n'aime pas aller en Italie en été car il fait trop chaud. Chaud is hot. Il fait trop chaud. It's too hot. Number 6, where does she mention as fun and interesting? Well, if we find the words fun, amusant, and interesting, intéressant, and we look along to see what's being described there, she's talking about Australie. So she finds Australia fun and interesting. Number 7, which country would she like to visit? Dans le futur, that's talking about in the future where she would like to go. Je voudrais aller en Chine. I would like to go to China parce que j'aime la culture. So for the last question, she likes the culture. Brilliant work, Year 7. So that leads us on now to a little bit of written work using our sentence builder here, but I've added on now the reasons why we might choose to go to a country. So you could say, for example, d'habitude, j'aime aller en vacances en France avec ma famille car j'adore la cuisine. Mais avant, j'allais en vacances en Australie en juin avec ma famille. Dans le futur, je voudrais aller aux États-Unis avec mes amis. You could even put a verb in the negative. So instead of saying what you would like to go, you could also say where you would not like to go and maybe why. So, je ne voudrais pas aller. I would not like to go. Je ne voudrais pas aller en vacances on, let's pick one, en Allemagne parce que je n'aime pas la cuisine. Because I don't like the food. Je n'aime pas la cuisine. So, using that sentence builder, and you could use a dictionary online or a paper dictionary if you have one, to look up other reasons or even other countries. You're going to write 30 to 40 words to talk about your holidays. And I'd like you to answer that question. Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? So pause the video. You're writing your 30 to 40 words. And then when you've finished that and you've checked it carefully, making sure you've got the country, you've got who with, maybe when and why. At least 2 time frames, so present and past or present and future, or maybe all 3. I'd like you to take a photo of that and send that to your teacher for some feedback. So pause the video now to complete that writing. Okay, so that leaves us one final task to do at the end of today's lesson, and that is to go to the link below this video to where it says exit task, or using the link from Go for Schools or your home study pack, and complete the 10-question quiz to see how much you have learnt in today's lesson. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, talking about countries and where we'd like to go on holiday, answering the question, Où voudrais-tu aller en vacances? I wish you a very happy and safe week, and I look forward to seeing you back here next week for our final lesson of this academic year. Au revoir mes petits!